We're going to get started in about 30 seconds, so I'll give you a little warning. On behalf of it's less than 30 seconds. On behalf of the AHCA, my pleasure to welcome everyone to our celebration of women's hockey. And if you haven't had to listen to me enough over the last 3 days, I thought I'd get back up behind a microphone. I'm Joe Bertagni. I'm the executive director of the AHCA, and I'm not the MC tonight, so I've got a few duties here at the beginning. One is to thank the hotel staff that does a great job on all these events. Some of us have been here all week with league meetings up through the convention, and I want to thank them. I want to thank Bruce, my alter ego down here, and Brian Riley, who, when everybody else is otherwise distracted, they're running around shining up trophies and making sure the room looks like it does. We have our president, Blassie, is with us this evening. Appreciate you being here and the work you've done since taking over this year. And I particularly want to acknowledge the 3 people from my Hockey East staff who have been, giving out badges, checking you in at different events. Kathy Winters is my kind of co-coach with Hockey East. And we have 2 interns, both graduated last year from the University of New Hampshire, Megan Flieger and Carolyn Stacy, who you've seen at the different events. And they've done a great job, so I want to give a little tip of the hat to them. So your host tonight that will lead you through the evening, I know her well enough. I didn't have to look up her bio, but I wanted to make sure I knew how many years she'd been at Boston College. So I started typing in Courtney K, and I got a Kardashian came up first, which was actually pretty interesting to read. And then Courtney Kennedy, and I got a Courtney Kennedy Hill, who's apparently the daughter of Ethel Kennedy. So that wasn't that. She too had a nice resume. But our host has just finished her 11th season at Boston College, and you know the success that BC's had. And she's worked as the associate coach with Katie, and her playing record is equally impressive. As a 2-time All-American at Minnesota, a Player of the Year, the WCHA. 2-time Olympian, 2-time medal winner, and what she's done to, along with Katie Crowley, to build the program. So this is not her first stint. She was here. She actually won the assistant coach career award in 2015, I think it was, and there was a unanimous vote of the board to ask her to host tonight. Wellesley had the nod a year ago and got hurt, or at least that was the story we were given. So tonight's host, who will walk us through the awards and so forth, Courtney Kennedy.
Apparently, you're supposed to wear it this way. And maybe I would have avoided, I don't know if you've seen me walking around, but I'm definitely redder than a lobster. And it's every year. You'd think I'd learn, and the joke continues with sunblock. You know about sunblock? I know about sunblock, but I stole my mom's hat, and I probably should have been rocking this all week long. So stay tuned for next year when you see me on the beach in this little number. Hello, and on behalf of the AHCA, welcome to the 2018 celebration of women's hockey. I'll be your MC this evening, which is basically kind of a tour guide of sorts. I will guide you through the evening and keep it hopefully interesting. If I wasn't here, if you picture this, it'd just be very silent. So an MC is kind of important. I'm kind of a big deal right now. So hopefully I'll keep this evening rolling and keep it going. I also learned when Mayor emailed me MC, like I spell MC, MC. And there's like so many E's in MC. There's 3 E's. There's 3 E's in MC. So I was psyched to learn that as well. Also, Joe mentioned I won the award a few years ago for the assistant coach thing, and I don't know if you remember, but I had a table right here, and nobody was at my table. Not one person. And my dad's getting an award tonight. Take a glance at the table. Like, it's overflow. There's 2 tables. It's okay, Mom. I love you. It's fine. What a year for hockey. Great to see so many different teams hitting program highs, in particular, Colgate and Ohio State. It was really nice to see those programs doing so well. It was great watching. I mean, the Olympics, always great when the Olympics are going on. Some of the best hockey you'll see. Great to see all those countries, every country doing better. But USA versus Canada is always my favorite game to watch, hands down. It's so exciting, back and forth. Our very own Coach Laura Schuler, I think she did a tremendous job coaching that Canadian team. So great job, Laura. Team USA, they took home the gold, and that was great to see. It's obviously something that hasn't been done in years. Kinger was on that team 20 years ago. And just to, put it into perspective a little bit, Kinger's now, she's at the age where she has to work out just in the off chance that if she drops something and she has to pick it up, that she can do that. Like, congrats to those players, because that was like a long, long, long time ago when Kinger, brought home the gold for Team USA. So, congrats to them. Irregardless, which I don't know if that's a word. I like the word, so, irregardless, being an alum of Team USA, I'm pretty psyched up, and I can't wait for 2038 when they bring the next one home. Just kidding. All right, now I'd like to, take a moment to acknowledge some of our sponsors. USA Hockey, being the primary sponsor of the dinner. I know Pat Kelleher, he's the executive director of USA Hockey. He's here. Hi, Pat. The JWHL, they sponsor the cocktail reception, which is always a favorite of mine, so thank you to the JWHL. As well as CCM. They sponsored the NCAA Coach of the Year Award, so thank you to CCM as well. I would like to recognize some of the major national awards given to individual NCAA players this year. For the 23rd year, the Hockey Humanitarian Foundation recognized a college hockey player for their off-ice efforts within their local community and beyond. Given to college hockey's finest citizen, the Humanitarian Award was presented this year to a senior goaltender who played for Coach Brad Frost at Minnesota. A native of Geneva, Illinois, she was accepted to medical school on the same day she was announced as a Humanitarian Award winner. That winner is Sydney Peters. Safe to say I would probably never win that award, ever. Getting into medical school the same day. I was in school for like 7 years and I'm not a doctor. I would also like to acknowledge the 2 NCAA Players of the Year. In Division III, sponsored by the AHCA, the Player of the Year receives the Laura Hurd Award, named in memory of the former Elmira College 4-time All-American. This year's Hurd Award winner was a senior forward for Coach Kevin Houle at Plattsburgh State, Melissa Sheeran. I almost said like Hooley, because it's, the way it's spelled. In Division I, the top player receives the Patty Kazmaier Award. It's named for a former Princeton University standout. This year's recipient took home both this award and the National Rookie of the Year Award. It's presented by the Hockey Commissioners Association. She was the nation's scoring leader, a freshman forward that we had the pleasure of coaching from Toronto and Boston College, Darryl Watts. I would now like to acknowledge the national champions of the year. Our friends in the ACHA who oversee non-varsity hockey crowned 2 champions this year. In Division II, Lakehead University successfully defended its national title, while in Division I, the championship went to Liberty University. In the NCAA, we saw 2 champions emerge in 2 very tight, low-scoring games. In the NCAA Division III championship game, it was Norwich over Elmira, 2-1. And in the NCAA National Championship game, Clarkson successfully defended its title with a thrilling 2-1 overtime win over ECAC rival Colgate. I always think it's cool when a team repeats, because I think it's like so hard to do, because like everyone's gunning for you. You get everyone's best game, and so I just think it's impressive for that coaching staff and the players and everything. So congrats to them on that. All right, now I'm bringing back up Joe, I believe. He's in his 27th year as AHCA Executive Director. He's also probably pictured in more photos on our walls in the BC offices because he gives out every single award to every player we have. So, Joe Battaglia.
Thank you. I'm not going to wear it. Maybe after another beer, but not now. So I notice there's no lighting up here, so this is going to be a little bit of a test. So we have 3 major awards to give out, and you can see the history of these awards and who has won them in the past. The first one we'll give out is given to a women's assistant coach. We mentioned earlier that Courtney had won it a few years ago, and this is recognized as not a coach of the year so much, but recognizing a body of work for one of the assistant coaches in the membership. Ted Wisner's been one of the top assistant coaches and recruiters in women's hockey over the last 15 years. Upon being nominated, Chris Wells said of him, quote, "I'm in disbelief that he has not received this award to this date. I'm sure this is due to him telling those he has worked for not to nominate him, which is typical of his humble ways. He's a quintessential assistant coach, happy to be in the background, always on the road. He knows every rink and player in North America. Nobody works harder than Boomer. Always avoiding the spotlight, Ted is a great mentor and a friendly face to all coaches, young and old. He just finished his 10th year on the Saints coaching staff and his 6th as the associate head coach. Serves as the recruiting coordinator as well as assisting the staff in all other aspects of the program. This staff earned National Coach of the Year honors a few years ago when Chris got head coach of the year. He's a native of Canton. He has served as the head coach at Colgate, leading the Raiders program from Division III status to Division I back in 1999 through 2002. He was the ECAC Coach of the Year, and as he mentioned, won the AHCA. At the time, we called it College Division Coach of the Year Award. 1995 graduate of Potsdam, received a Master's in Education from St. Lawrence in 2001, where he began his coaching career. Served as a graduate assistant for the Saints for 2 years before joining the staff at Cornell for the 98-99 season. It's my pleasure to present this year's Assistant Coach Award to Ted Wisner.
It's going to be a little longer than 97 seconds, which it was in 2000, Joe, sorry. Like to first congratulate all the other award winners here tonight. Quite honestly, people that know me, I'm a huge fan of Naples, Florida, and I think we're all winners just sitting here having a nice meal, looking over the water here. So thanks to the ACHA, Bruce, Joe, Kevin Hool, I'm going to throw you in right now, just because I can. And really just want to appreciate everything you guys do down here. When the award was announced, a good friend of mine called me up, and I couldn't believe what he said. He goes, did the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe tabulate this year? And I'm like, come on, give me a break. I am, again, for those that know me, all about relationships. Relationships matter a lot to me. Therefore, I'm just going to recognize a few people who have helped me along the way. Mom and Dad are here. Pam Seaborn Mahoney is not here. Pam hired me. First off, she needed some help with the St. Lawrence Women's Program in 1996 around the month of November, and she had no one. So she called me up and gave me a shot, and I thank Pam quite a bit. She was a player at St. Lawrence and is still a big advocate for women's hockey. So I'd like to thank Pam right now. For those who have been around the NCAA meetings, Tim Danahy, he's our NCAA stat guru. I actually was able to live with Danzer through grad school, and he never charged me anything, so some think that I helped him outsmart the New York State Lottery. Joe Marsh, not able to be here tonight. Joe is the interim, or the coach at Dartmouth for Laura this year, and Joe is a good friend, really helped me out early on in the career, and really wish he could be here tonight. Our current administration, Bob DeRocher, Randy LeBrake, Franco Bari, our men's staff all give us tremendous support all the time. Paul Flanagan, who's now at Syracuse, who brought me back to St. Lawrence to start things off. Couldn't have done it without you, Peach. I'd like to give Peach a hand, please. Thank you. In 1993, I don't know if I was dragged down to Cape Cod for the summer, but my boss took me, and we had the time of our life, and that was the start of a relationship that's still going 25 years later, and very fortunate to work for him. I'm going to leave it right there. If you guys want to hear some stories about that summer on the Cape in 93, they'll be at the Tiki Bar, and they'll be free. Mayor, who's also been with Wellesley and I for 10 years, the three of us, it's been a blast for the last 10 years. Mayor, in my opinion, is the true winner tonight. So hopefully within the next couple of years she's up here. Always have to remember our players. They're why we're here. We've got Amanda Bouillet and Brooke Fernandez, who are two St. Lawrence alums, in the audience tonight, and they were actually D partners for a little bit, and fantastic players for us. And I got some great text messages from our alums today: Ellie Williams, Chelsea Grills, Carson Duggan. So they are why we're here, and I wouldn't be here without the kids that we've had at St. Lawrence. They've been awesome. So, lastly, Gina, my daughter, Molly, my stepdaughter, Ginger, my wife. When I leave the house, they're there for a recruiting trip, and when I get back, so far, they've been there. Ginger's been awesome. I'm really a pain in the rear end to deal with, and I got very lucky, so I wouldn't be here without her either. So thank you, Ginger. I love you. That was 97 seconds plus. I apologize. I hope everyone has a great night, and congrats to the rest of the award winners.
He was asking about leaving it up there, which is actually not a stupid question, because for the Coach of the Year award winners, I'll share our secret. The crystal awards that the last two award winners receive will be used as a prop. We'll take a photo, and they stay in Naples, because the first time we went to the crystal, we had a shipping accident. And so we got smart. Instead of having the people ship trophies here, and then we have to ship them back, these are our photo trophies. And our two coaches of the year and their assistant coaches will have their awards shipped to them from Providence. So we cut down the chances of breakage. It's my pleasure to present the Joe Burke Award, having Received this award myself over 20 years ago when I was a proud employee of ECAC Hockey. This is named after one of the game's earliest superfans. It's presented annually to the person who has given outstanding contribution, support, and dedication to women's ice hockey. For the last 30 years, Zoe Harris has been working to grow female hockey across the country as a player, coach, and administrator. A native of Barrington, Rhode Island, she graduated from the University of Maine in 1992 with a degree in mass communications. She played for the women's non-varsity program for 4 years, served as the team captain and president. She moved to Seattle, Washington 25 years ago, and in 95 began coaching girls hockey with Cindy Daly. They formed the first girls elite AAA travel team with the mission of skill development, building strength of character, and exposure to collegiate coaches. By the second year, the team went undefeated, 19-0, and won the Canadian Lower Mainland Female Hockey League Championship title, the first U.S. team to win that title. They also helped several players secure positions on collegiate NCAA teams for the first time coming out of that area. In the fall of '98, Zoe and Cindy were hired to coach the men's ice hockey team at the University of Washington, where Harris had served as assistant coach. The team then joined the Pac-8 conference in the American Collegiate Hockey Association men's Division II bracket. And in their 6-year tenure, they had a win-loss record of 104-42, breaking all team records. In '99, while she was still coaching the Huskies, she noted the growth of women's collegiate hockey throughout the numerous non-varsity club teams, and she envisioned bringing all of these existing teams together under the ACHA, who at that time had established Division I, II, and III men's programs. Her goal was to grow this the same for the women. She proposed the development of a women's division within the ACHA in 2000. She's helped grow that division by 30% within 4 years after her start. And if those of you who have been down here and seen the ACHA members and see how they've grown and their national championships and their profile, a lot goes back to those days in the early 2000s. In 2014, she left the high-tech sector to volunteer full-time for the organization with the goal of growing the game for girls in Washington State. 2 years ago, she was hired as the organization's first employee, serving as the executive director of operations. In the last 3 years, she spearheaded such programs as the Pro Staff Program, the Honorary Board Girls Try Hockey for Free program, and new Learn to Play programs in the state, resulting in a 133% increase in membership. It's my pleasure to present this year's Joe Burke Award to Zoe Harris.
I'm going to bring this down a little bit lower as normal. Thank you. This is such a great honor. I think when Joe sent me the email, I had to ask him, "Are you sure you have the right Zoe Harris?" And so I was quite shocked. I can't believe it's been 30 years. It's sure gone by really quickly. It's been a wonderful experience being a coach and administrator both in women's and men's hockey. And I love to see the growth over the years, especially right after the Olympics. We saw an amazing uptick in more girls playing hockey. And now that the NHL is coming to Seattle, most likely, we're getting a lot of excitement in the Seattle area. So I think the numbers are going to quadruple. It's a very exciting time. I really love seeing the growth of the game, and particularly the growth of the players. Seeing what they accomplish on the ice and off the ice, reaching their goals and dreams throughout their life. And when you've been doing it for 30 years, they kind of come around, start coming back, introducing you to their children. So it's really, that's what's so rewarding about it. As most of you know firsthand, accomplishing anything isn't done alone. It takes countless passionate volunteers and people and parents to get things done to help grow the game. It truly does take a village. But there's always one person there that works with you, that really makes it work. They inspire you. They battle through the tough times together. They're there to share the good moments. And for me, that's Cindy Daly. who I've been working lockstep with for over 20 years. At her as a head coach or me as the assistant, both administrating on boards together. And she should be here with me to receive this award because it goes to her as much as it goes to me. So thank you. I want to thank all the coaches in the room because our kids aspire to play for you and be on your teams. So thank you, and thank you for the Coaches Association and for the committee for this great honor. Thank you.
While we're meeting in here, the ACHA, the club group, is having their Hall of Fame dinner at the same time, and 4 years ago, Zoe was inducted into the ACHA Hall of Fame, which I don't think I left out in the bios. Congratulations. So the last of the awards that I get to present is the Women's Ice Hockey Founders Award, and if you look at the back of the program with the 10, I think it's roughly 9 or 10 recipients, you really see a cross-section of people who, in different ways, but powerful ways, have been influential in developing women's hockey in a very intense period of growth for the sport. This year's winner is Paul Kennedy from the East Coast Wizards. Paul has coached and worked with many female ice hockey players of all ages over the past 15 years. In the process, he has had a huge impact on the growth of women's ice hockey, especially in the Massachusetts and New England area. He started coaching in his local program in Woburn, Mass. And if you're from Massachusetts, you say Woburn. I did hear one Woburn since I've been down here. In 1985, and included among his players were Val Bono, Shannon Kennedy, and Courtney Kennedy, at the time the only female hockey players in the program. He first coached girls hockey in 1989 for the Chelmsford Lions. He coached them from 89 to 2004, initially coaching squirts and peewees, then stepping up to help on various benches for boys and girls whenever needed. From 1991 to 2002, he worked as an instructor at Paul Vincent's Dynamic Skating. Paul is actually down here giving a presentation today. While working with Paul, he started the first all-girls hockey camp at Dynamic Skating. And during this time, beginning in 92 to the present, he's been a cornerstone of the prep school hockey community, starting at St. Mark's, then on to Milton, where he won several championships, and then to Cushing Academy. The number of players he has been instrumental in developing is far too many to count among Division I and Division III and Olympians. In 2004, he started the East Coast Wizard program and created a place for post-college players to play on. Players such as daughter Courtney, Andrea Kilborn, Katie King, Tricia Dunn, and Angela Ruggiero, all Olympians, played for the Wizards in its first year. They competed against local men's junior teams. The team ended up kickstarting an entire organization. In 2005, he began an 8-week-long summer skate for college players and elite high school players to give them a place to play. It is currently called the All-Out Summer Skate. That same summer, he volunteered with a number of players to help them pursue individual goals towards Olympic national team representation. Said Minnesota's Joel Johnson, upon nominating Kennedy, quote, "What is most impressive to me, and the reason for my nominating Paul, is the manner in which he has been and still is a servant leader. Paul, simply put, is unselfish and without ego. He is constantly and consistently looking out for the interest of others, especially the sport of women's hockey. His passion is unmatched, and his commitment to the development of individual players and teams is admirable." It's my pleasure to present the 2018 Women's Hockey Founders Award to Paul Kennedy.
Pick this up, Zoe, so it belongs. Quick story on Zoe, right? And Cindy, is it? Zoe and Cindy? 20 years ago, I was just doing a camp out in Seattle, Washington, and I went out to dinner with two people I didn't know in my life, and tonight I met them again, Zoe and Cindy. Long 20 years, huh? It was great. And I want to thank to you over there for emailing me and giving me this final award. Joe, it was great for you. And Bruce, I just want to let you know, when I drove down here, I had my left blinker on for about 40 miles. My wife and I were just sitting there going, people are beeping at you. I said, maybe they know us. I don't know. And I said to you, my biggest fear in life is when I get older, I'm going to have my left blinker the whole way there. Now, a blinker is a blinker, I guess, for you guys that from out Midwest. Courtney's funny, just so you know. But Michael's son is the funniest one in the group. He's right there, yeah. Sent him to Lawrence University for an education out in Wisconsin. Where does he go when he's all done? Second City. Wants to be a comedian. And he is. He's really, really good. So, Michael, I'm going to try to stay in your footsteps. I want to congratulate all the other winners out there. Good job. Well done. I wrote a speech. I'm not a very good writer. I'm very good on the ice with 40, 50 kids, doing skills and stuff like that. So I had to write something out, and we'll go from there. I want to thank you very much for this honor to be here in the presence of so many great coaches, great players, honorees, and to be included into tonight's festivities. It would be foolish of me not to begin my speech without thanking the most important person in this room, and that's my wife, Shirley. Shirley and I have been together for 46 years. I met her in 1972. 46 of the easiest years she's ever had. I met her in 1972. She was 15, going on 16, and I was 17, going on 18. We were married in 1975, and we had 3 children. I remember it well in 1972. That's my brother went into the service then. My brother went into the service, and that was the first time since 1954 I had the twin bed all to myself. It was like, this is heaven. And you got a picture. He's 20 years old, and I'm 17, 18 years old, sleeping in the same bed. So we had a lot of fights. A lot of fights. The line goes down the middle. This is where we're at. Shirley and I have traveled all over the planet playing with all the girls hockey. Everywhere I started something to do with girls hockey, Shirley was always with me. We've been in Maribel, France, in the Alps with girls hockey teams. Been to Switzerland, been to Germany, Austria, Italy. Been there with Scott Fusco. Scott and I would take teams over there, girls teams, and play all the national teams. And Scott Fusco and I were actually started the East Coast with the youth teams. We started that together. So I want to thank Scott too for being here and supporting me tonight. Shirley and I went to very many national events, USA Hockey National Championships. Our first one was in Duluth, Minnesota. I was the coach of the U15 Chelmsford team, and there was 8 teams in the youth division. There was 16 teams altogether. 16 teams. I lost to Tara Mounsey. So all they needed was Tara Mounsey. She played for Team New Hampshire, and they went on to win the Nationals that year. And it's weird that 2 weeks ago in Boston, the East Coast Wizards hosted the national championships. You had 96 teams. 96 teams. That's like 1,800 players. That's a lot of players. There were well over 76,000 registered girls, women ice hockey players in the United States. It's a great problem, but it's a huge problem as well, especially for you guys out there, since you guys do the women's side and I'm on the girls' side. You're going to need more teams. You're going to need more coaches. You're going to need more college teams. You're going to need more universities. And you're going to need a lot more club teams for these kids to play at, because they're going to be coming soon. I think it'll double in size, and I also think that this awards banquet down here will double in size as well. So that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. For Joe, if you need help when it doubles in size, just so you know, I'm around. I want to thank all the coaches, the voting members of the American Hockey Association, Coaches Association, especially Joel. Where are you, Joel? Thank you very, very much. Those kind words, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm sure Courtney had something to do with this. So Courtney, love you. Thank you very much. I have known most of you, a lot of you coaches out there for the last 20, even 30 years. Some of you guys I met just this past week. And you guys have made my life in the hockey world very pleasurable, and I want to thank you guys all for that. Next time, because I'm retiring from coaching, I won't be doing it anymore, you'll probably see me on the ice with my 2 grandchildren, Oliver, Echo. Shannon picked that name. Oliver Echo. And Colby Francis. But what I do know is I'm blessed with Shannon and her wife Sarah, Courtney and her wife Maggie, Michael and his wife Kate, and the 2 grandchildren, so I'm really blessed with them. I have all new daughters now. They're not daughter-in-laws, I call them my daughters. So thank you guys very much. You guys are awesome. There's one thing I wanted to say about this award. This is not an easy award to get. This is kind of a hard thing to do. You got to be here for a long time. Yeah, it's left blinkers on. Auction tanks behind you. You know, and you're pulling them. So it's a long road. But you have to look at all the names in the back of that sheet, as he said. You got, Digit Murphy from Brown. Digit speaking Cantonese now and Mandarin. If you're talking to her, you got to kind of talk Mandarin. I don't know which one you speak, but good luck with that. You got Laura Hollerson, who coached my girls in Minnesota, who started the Minnesota program. You got Karen Kay, who I coached against when she was doing youth hockey at UNH, when she started running that program up there. And Jackie Bardo, who actually tried to recruit Shannon to Providence before she took on the Ohio State job. You get this award for being afraid to say yes sometimes when other people are saying no. And you also get this award because people are saying, no, you can't do it. And you're saying, well, yes, I can. And I can say when others say that you can't do something, I always say, well, I can do it, and I would do it. So, again, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Dilly dilly, even though we don't have Bud Light. So if you're having Coors Light, it's over there. We're having Bud Light, no Bud Light. Thank you very much. I think I got all mine.
Can you imagine growing up like with that whole family? Like they just a lot of fun. All right, now I'm bringing up Mare. We all know Mare McDougall-Bari. She's just finished her 11th season as an assistant coach at St. Lawrence. She's been a major contributor in organizing efforts to grow women's hockey, particularly down here in Naples as an AHCA governor. Mare does everything. Sometimes I want to email her and ask her like anything, everything, especially with fashion. She nails it. Like she had this thing on the other day and I'm like, I couldn't wear that. I want to, but I can't, No, your outfits make me want to be a better person. So, Mare, get up here.
Thanks, Coco. You're the best. Okay. First up, for leading his team to the 2018 NCAA Women's Division III title and a 27-1. Who was the one? Hi, Kevin. And 3 record, Mark Boulding of Norwich University has been chosen by his peers as a 2018 CCM AHCA, that's a mouthful, sorry about that, Women's Division III Coach of the Year. It marks the 4th time that Boulding has been so honored, having won this award in 3 consecutive seasons from 2010 through 2012. Norwich captured this year's national championship, which it hosted by defeating Morrisville, Hamlin, and Elmira. That was preceded by a 3-game sweep in the New England Hockey Conference Championship Tournament, in which they outscored their opponents 21-1. Mark is a 1995 graduate of Norwich, and his teams have won 245 games in his 11 years as head coach. He was assisted this year by Molly Fitzpatrick and Maggie DeMossi. The runner-up for this year's award was Natalie Darwitz of Hamlin. Please welcome this year's Division III Coach of the Year, one of the most genuine, nicest guys in college hockey, Mark Boulding, and his staff at Norwich.
Thanks, Mayor. I appreciate the kind words, and good evening, and thanks to everybody for having me here tonight. Joe, Bruce, for all you guys do, the AHCA board, really, really special. Courtney, you're getting a lock on this. This is going very well for you, and we're really excited to have such a brilliant mind here. This is good stuff. It's a special night for all the award winners. Congrats to Zoe and Paul, wonderful careers, and just for all you guys have done to get these girls, to young ladies, to get an opportunity to play for us. We're very thankful for all that you guys do, so thanks to the award winners. It's a special night. I mean, got all the award winners, champions, colleagues, friends, coaches, spouses, partners, just everybody that allows us to do this ridiculous sport, but as Boomer said, to be down here and looking over the water is pretty special. So, the grind is over. We can have a few more cocktails. I'm every other day because I need a rest after a hard day at the Tiki Bar, but it's a great way to unwind and get back. So thanks for making Naples happen for us. Just to right down the line, huge congrats to Matt, Tony, Britt. I mean, what an amazing accomplishment to go back-to-back. It's, as Court alluded to, it's crazy to do, amazing feat, so congrats to you guys. Hooley, thanks for agreeing to lend out the trophy for every 4 years to somebody else. The big title, we appreciate that. Us D3 coaches have instilled a little bit of hope that maybe it goes somewhere other than Plattsburgh, so thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring, Kevin. Thank you. The Fargo staff, Colgate, wow, what a great year, Greg. Sophie, very special for you, and we go back a long way, and Steph, so amazing year, well-earned recognition. We know there'll be a lot of success at Colgate, so well done. You guys have electrified that campus and brought them to really understanding that women's hockey is a big deal there, and so well done, guys. Awesome. Teddy, my friend I met years ago, flying out to Saskatchewan. I'm chasing the dream, trying to build a program, and he's out there wheeling and dealing, and we share a car going from Saskatoon to Prince Albert to try and find some kid. I never got her, but I ended up with a real good friend, and like planes, trains, I think we did share a hotel room. It was a shade awkward, but Boston Pizza, earlier in the night, it was a great, memorable moment, and what's come back with Ted is he's a guy who gets it, and we certainly are all able to experience his friendship and dialogue along the way, and as he talked about the relationship. So, Ted, congrats to you, and our random meeting is one that I'm very thankful for. So, great job, Ted. So I'll get going now. it's really nice to be back up here, and clearly we had a great season. It's just a special time to be here. You know, we're all trying to avoid the red plague or whatever's floating around out there. It's not very good. I grew up in a lake in Alberta, so we had pickerel and seaweed. That was about it. Occasionally a leech. But while down here, I found myself down at 5th Ave on Santos took care of my hair, and I had a pretty good special event. So, Mac, you and Camper maybe should look into 5th Avenue Barbershop. Got a nice tight hairdo along the way, and so this is what we have. The finished product. Away we go. So we had a great season, of course, and you know, when you're fortunate enough to win the last game, it obviously goes that way, and to win it at home was very special. A lot of hard work by everybody putting on the event, and for those who attended, you know, great games with Plattsburgh, Elmira, and Hamlin. Just the cream of the crop of D3 hockey. Committed, hard-working, talented ladies who were just at their highest peak, and they all wanted to win, and it was very gratifying to see those 4 teams just duking it out, and it was great hockey. You know, for our program, I guess I'm no longer a one-trick pony. You know, you win one, and you think, geez, one more would be nice, and it happened. So, you know, the ladies that accomplished that task are now in some different company, being able to share that with the ladies that preceded them and win, Sophie being one of them, and so we're really happy. We had some great run support this year, kind of like the Sox and the Yankees. We put in a lot of goals, and it was awesome. But in the end, you know, we had to win the biggest game with only 2 goals, and that was very, very important. The teamwork and the unselfish mindset that the ladies put forth was really the key to our strong finish. You know, I got to start on the internal kudos now to our players. First and foremost, our ladies that were they were awesome all year. They're fun, hardworking, energetic, committed, potty mouth occasionally. You know, we had 8 wonderful seniors that really led the way and wanted to win that ultimate prize that they've had to watch be handed out before. So just their unwavering commitment was very, very special. I have to share with you just one plight of one of our seniors who, and I'm a little embarrassed, but she played 1 game this year. 1. That's it. That's all she got. Teresa Segretti, T we call her, T-Train. You had to keep your head up on the ice with her because we asked her to play forward and D, and she'd take you out just trying to compete, and what a wonderful lady. But 1 game. Didn't bitch, whine, complain. Didn't come to the captains. She wasn't a captain. She was a mother to all of them. And, you know, I know you guys that have played have had players that are very special that don't get recognition. She was wonderful. So, team first for T. The T-Train did a lot, and I guess that's not surprising that, you know, she's an enlisted member in the Vermont National Guard and is committed to more than just her teammates. So she serves all of us. So thanks, T. Good job. So I talk about the commitment real quick. I'll move along here. You know, as you define it, I think our team was committed. It's an easy thing to say, and as you define it, you know, allegiance, loyalty, dedication, the act of binding yourself intellectually or emotionally to a course of action. And, you know, looks nice to say, but I think the ladies bought into that, and they just displayed that level of commitment that we certainly needed. So, little story. I don't know where it came from. We'll say mayor's hometown in Saskatchewan. Makes sense to me. So this mayor of a small town went and asked one of the local farmers who was highly respected in the community if he'd join the town council. Farmer thought about it for a while and asked the mayor if he'd want him to be involved or committed to the council. Which one do you want? The mayor asked him, well, what would be the difference? Farmer then explained, it's like this. It's like good bacon and egg breakfast. The chicken is involved, but the pig, he's committed. So ask your players, who's committed? Are you Are you laying an egg or what? So the ladies were committed during this season, and the journey was very, very special. So another quote, T.J. Rosen, don't just be in, be into it. Don't just be on the team, be into the team. And I think all you coaches who have started as players have led this message to your ladies, and keep that going, because I think we all are smart enough that we realize there's more to life than hockey, but the lessons that we're learning here are very, very important. So head coaches, we rely so much on our assistants. We're really lost without them. BD, I'll throw you in here, often falling into a time warp of Sony Walkman, CD players, gateway computers, and flip phones. Head coaches, we're lost without our ACs. We know it. So ACs, stay young, stay modern, stay current, keep us going with the apps. We need you. We need you more than you know. So I'll get this going again. To our staff, I just want to thank all of them for our year. We had Cap Raider, who would come in and help our goaltenders, a wonderful veteran guy, and just had a lot of fun with a lot of savvy, helping our ladies. So we're going to miss him. And Maggie DeMasi made her entry into the Norwich family, like her father and brother who played there as a volunteer assistant. She was very helpful, and we appreciate that. John Guifre, who is one of the toughest names to pronounce in hockey, a longtime volunteer assistant coach. Some of you guys know John. He lives in the community, and it's just great at motivating and being an analytical guy for our ladies. Just sharing his passion and desire for the game and life's lessons. So John's always spot on and makes a difference with the players and coaches. So I know many of us have had the great fortunes of finding a couple volunteers that make a difference, and John is certainly one of them. So thanks, John. And Molly Fitzpatrick, who is right here with me. Just so happy to share this with you tonight. It's just a joy to work with Molly. So nice to see her win it as a player and now as an excellent coach and mentor. Molly encompasses and delivers so much as a person, as a coach, and she displays 4 H's that I think are consistent and just without hesitation. Molly's hardworking, heartfelt, honest, and above all else, she's humble. Thanks, Molly, for all you do, and the ladies. We don't get to this point without your drive and determination. So we're really, really blessed that we have you here. Thank you, Molly. Almost there. To my family, my beautiful wife Carrie, who's here tonight, for all your support during the year and the past year and all the previous years, just enduring my nonsensical ways of making things happen and trying to get things done for others. You're continually sacrificing not only you, but the kids' time for the benefit of our girls and our ladies and the program. So I don't know how you do it. I don't know why you do it, but now you have lots of little ones that are saying, "Mom, let's go. It's hockey time." So I know you get it now as the wonderful hockey supporter that you are, but it's not surprising. You're so unselfish, and thank you for all you do for our team and for me. I love you. My kids, Christian, Corinne, Dane, Kylie, McKenna, I think that's it. They never made the cut for the road trip this year. Good story. I brought back an 84 Woody wagon last year from Western Canada. We drifted across the border and made it, but it's not quite ready for Naples, so I'm going to get that jazzed up with the spinning wheels for next go-around. But my kids have just cheered and cheered. They don't care if I win. They just want to wear the jersey, throw the pom-poms up, and get a puck once in a while. So they've been with us for a while. So I just felt like their extra cheering efforts made a difference, and I'm really, really blessed to have such great kids. So thanks, kids. Mom and Dad who aren't here, they're back in Alberta. They're slowing down a little bit. Hockey's a pretty big deal for them, as long as the Briar's not on and we're watching curling or something like that. But they're very proud, and I'm just blessed to have great parents and leaders in my own family. So, and last but not least, the Norwich family is pretty tight. Years ago, Billy Cahill, for those who were knee-high club members, Billy gave a lot of us a lot of laughs and a lot of young ladies at RPI a crack at getting going and being a college hockey player. And we miss Billy and his wide smile, but the thing is, there's more Billies out there, and the knee-high club doesn't go away. So let's keep Naples, and to all the award winners, congrats, and have a great night, everybody.
Next up, for leading his team to the best record in program history and into the national championship game, Greg Fargo of Colgate University has been chosen as the CCM AHCA Women's Division I Coach of the Year. Fargo led the Red Raiders to a 34-6-1 record, the last of those wins an exciting 4-3 double overtime triumph over Wisconsin in the NCAA semifinal. Colgate advanced to the semifinals by virtue of a 3-1 win over Northeastern in the quarterfinals, and it marked the first time that Colgate has hosted an NCAA game and advanced to the championship round. The Red Raiders' magical season came to an end with a 2-1 loss to the defending NCAA champion Clarkson. This is Greg's 10th season as an NCAA head coach, his 6th at Colgate after 4 successful seasons at Elmira. He was assisted this season by Sophie Leclerc and Steph DeCosse. The runner-up for this year's award was Matt DeRochers from Clarkson. It is my pleasure to present the CCM AHCA Division I Coach of the Year Award to Greg Fargo and his staff at Colgate.
Thanks a lot, Mayor, for the kind words. What a special night here tonight for so many people. Congratulations to all the other award winners this evening. And thanks to the AHCA for putting on such a great event and celebrating our great sport. I'm extremely humbled to be up here receiving this award for a couple of reasons. The first, really, when you look at the previous award winners and the people on the back of your sheet there, there's some real trailblazers of our sport, people that have been tremendous people and leaders in our sport and gotten it to where it is today, but also people that are continuing to move the needle forward and into the future. And then secondly, the fact that this is voted upon by our peers, it means a lot to us. Coming into Colgate 6 years ago, this room is filled with people that we looked up to and still do today, and tried to mimic our programs after the coaches and the people in the room. This award, really, it's a program award, and I'm really fortunate to be at an institution with such great leadership, with people that care tremendously about women's hockey, starting with our president, Brian Casey, and through our administrative staff, Vicki Chun, Yuri Vermeer, Anne-Marie Guglieri, and right through our staff and our players. It's really an honor to be at a place like Colgate that cares. I want to thank our other members of our staff, not our coaching staff, but Steve Schwinard, our strength coach, Bruce Crowley, who's here tonight, Ben Quigley, Megan Van Auken, Krista Petronic, and Gordon Dennis, who's our student manager this past year. And then most importantly, our assistants here at the table that are with me, Sophie and Stefan. I think we make a really good team, and these two make it so much fun to come to the rink every day. There hasn't been a day that's felt like work and working with them. And really, I just appreciate how much positive energy, how much fun they make it for our players and make the environment fun for our girls to come to the rink every day. It's just so much fun being around people like this each and every day, so thank you. The people really that deserve the biggest load of credit for this program acknowledgement is our players, both past and present. And in particular, I want to point out the 7 seniors that we had this year. This was a special group for us. They came in as freshmen. They won 7 games as freshmen. And then 4 years later, to be playing in the national championship game in overtime, that type of a turnaround for a program at any level is really unprecedented. And it's all because of the people that we had in our locker room, the people that were leading the way every day. Those 7 seniors left a tremendous impact on our program that'll be felt for years to come. And it was really that first leap of faith that they took that I owe a whole lot of gratitude towards. They took a chance on Colgate really when we didn't have much to show for ourselves, and also took a chance on me as their coach. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. When we got started 6 years ago at Colgate, we put a lot of work into recruiting that first class, really thinking that was going to be the tipping point to get our program rolling. And so I owed a debt of gratitude to our 2 former assistants, Josh Skiba, who's in the crowd tonight, and Corella Mard, for all the work they did in the early going to lay the foundation for our program and where it is today. And then another person I want to acknowledge that really helped shape my career is Dave Smith, who's the head coach at RPI today. When I was 22, coming out of college, Dave hired me at Canisius as his grad assistant, and really gave me the opportunity to find this passion that I have for coaching. So I'm forever indebted to him. What he was able to do is really, help guide me and show me the way. And him taking that chance, showing me what hard work looked like, it means a lot. And he's a great friend and mentor to me that I really appreciate. I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for Dave. And lastly, I just want to thank my family, especially my wife Katie, for her unwavering support throughout my career. And again, to everybody in this room, on behalf of our program, our staff, thank you for the award, and have a great night.
I figure we have 15 minutes with this room. No, we're gonna stop. Congratulations to all the winners, the award winners, but also just to everybody in here, all the coaches. I love getting to know new people and everybody else down here, and I think everyone does a really good job, not only of developing hockey players, but just making better people. And I think there's so many good people in this room. So congrats to everybody. Let's hit that pool bar. Rum runners, dilly dilly.